Now, the dream of Icelandic whiskey has never been fulfilled. We're not very patient people. To those of you from abroad, we usually make landi. It takes about 2 months. It's awful, but it's quick. So the man claiming he's willing to wait for the extra, 11 years and 10 months, the man with the patience, from Þoran Distillery's Birgir Már Sigurðsson.
Good morning. My name is Birgir Már. I represent Þoran Distillery. I came here today to tell you about an idea. It's an idea that was born in 2009 while I was traveling through Scotland. And it's an idea that I've been completely obsessed with ever since. And the idea is to make Icelandic single malt whiskey. And in the next 7 minutes or so, I want to tell you how we're going to do that. Iceland has everything required to produce great tasting whiskey. So why aren't we? 2 reasons. And maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but it's very expensive and takes a lot of time. I'd like to tell you that we've found a cheaper and faster way of doing it, but that's just not the case, because there aren't really any shortcuts you can take when making whiskey. It takes time and it takes patience. So understandably, one of the most common questions we get asked is, how will we make any money while the whiskey matures? Isn't good whiskey always 12, 15, 18 years or older? That's not the case. Our inaugural release will be a single malt whiskey aged 3 years in American bourbon casks. And we have a 6-year-old heavily peated version on the drawing board as well. But how do we bridge the gap between now and the inaugural release? We have some exciting products to develop, one of which is flavored white dog whiskey, more commonly known as moonshine, or, as you just pointed out, landi or heimabrugg. This is actually a product that has become extremely popular in the US and makes it a lot easier for startup distilleries to survive the first few years in production. But to make a more comprehensive brand experience, we also want to invite whiskey enthusiasts to visit the distillery itself. Located in the old harbor district of Reykjavik, guests can come visit the distillery, sample new make whiskey straight from the still, enjoy other spirits, and purchase various items from the gift shop. It will be the first publicly open whiskey distillery in Iceland and provide us with a secondary revenue stream. Another question we get asked is, what will make Icelandic whiskey so unique, so different, and why would anyone want to buy it? A couple of months ago, we started putting together a lab. And in this lab, we're developing various new techniques to process the raw ingredients. A key ingredient in making whiskey is barley, which is traditionally dried using peat smoke or smoke from burning wood. One of our experiments involves drying the barley using smoke from burning birch or sheep's dung, known to all of you as taðreyking. We're also going to be using Icelandic water, which has been filtered through volcanic lava rock and has the benefits of being almost completely mineral-free and with a pH level of 8.8. In other words, we'll be using extremely clean water. Another ingredient is the environment in which the whiskey is allowed to mature in. Temperature, proximity to the sea, altitude, all of this plays a vital role in creating good whiskey. I'd like to take a moment and introduce the rest of my team. First, we have Bergþóra Aradóttir, our CEO, sitting right there. And next to her, Jóhannes Valberg, our head of development. And then there's me. I have a degree in visual communication and another one in multimedia design. I'm also a frequent visitor to the many distilleries in Scotland and an alumnus from the Glenlivet Whisky School, where I had the privilege of learning about the trade from Ian Logan, brand ambassador for Chivas Brothers. Our unofficial fourth team member is a gentleman in Canada with the awesome name of Ian Smiley. He's been helping us out a lot with the production calculations. He's had 20 years experience in the distilling industry. He's an author and a card-carrying member of the American Distilling Institute. Last June, we announced on our website that we would be making the option of pre-ordering a whole cask of whiskey available in the fall. Since then, we've been getting great traction in local media, as well as hearing from people from all over the world who believe in the project and want to contribute. People from France, UK, New Zealand, Japan, the USA. Some of them are just really excited and want to wish us all the best. Some are interested in buying a cask, and a few have been writing articles about the project. I'm happy to report that since last Tuesday night, we made the option of pre-ordering a cask live, available. And since then, we've gotten 20 orders from 4 different countries. But this isn't just a hobby for us. We want to do this properly. We're not going to start out in a garage somewhere and make second-rate whiskey. We want to make a premium product on a scale that can turn a profit, which is why we're looking to raise $1.8 million, which will cover startup costs such as housing, permits, equipment, as well as production costs for the first 2 years, at which point the sale of White Dog whiskey, the Landi we mentioned earlier, and schnapps will cover ongoing production costs. But making whiskey and storing it for such a long time requires a big inventory. So we see this as a low-risk, long-term investment, and we hope to break even after 2 years in production. Another way to invest, and I'm excited about this, is becoming a member of an exclusive advisory board, which we've dubbed the Earls of Þoran. It takes a small investment to become an Earl, but with this investment comes great reward, including a 50-liter cask with your name on it, invitations to exclusive tastings, pre-sale options, and most importantly, the privilege of being one of the brave few who helped make Iceland become a great whiskey-producing nation. Whiskey, when treated with respect and consumed in moderation, is liquid gold. It takes time, patience, and care to both make whiskey and enjoy it. It's a product that's been made for over 300 years, and all the evidence suggests that it's going to be made for the next 300 years. And this is a legacy that we feel Iceland should be a part of. And that's why we want to make great tasting Icelandic whiskey, and we want you to be a part of it. Thank you.